Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost for $5,000 with a burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 72-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend you do is go to our website, and we've got a free quoter on just about every page on our website. And all you do is you just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount and enter your birthday and other info in here. Click the Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that has all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates. And what that will help you do is compare to all those trash policies out there that, you know, they offer you a low teaser rate and then they jack your rates up, or the rates are like 200% higher once you actually get the coverage you want. So we help you be a really smart shopper and get the best deals out there. You can also call us at our toll-free number, which is 888-862-9456. And one of our agents can help you out, get you pricing, and help you get locked in with the best deals there too. Now, first thing you need to figure out if you're a 72-year-old male is, is $5,000 going to be enough coverage for your final expense needs? And typically that would be either a cremation or a burial. And if you're looking at getting cremated, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is $1,000 to $2,000. That's just if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony, like a celebration of life or remembrance ceremony with that cremation, that's probably going to be about $3,500 to $4,500. So what we would typically recommend coverage-wise for that cremation, where you're just coming home in a cardboard box or an urn, is typically between $5,000 to $7,000. Now, that leaves you a little more insurance than you need right off the bat. But what it does is we know things go up all the time due to inflation, right? Cremations are no different. So what we do is we get enough insurance that we allow for inflation in the future, and that way you don't have to come back and update your policy or anything like that. So it gives you a little bit more money right off the bat. God forbid you suddenly passed away or something. And then it also inflation-proofs your plan for the rest of your life if you get the right amount of coverage. So that's what we recommend. Now, if you're going to have that cremation and that ceremony, we would typically recommend around $7,000 to $10,000 maybe. It depends on your budget and your needs too, but generally that's going to take care of you for a lifetime plan, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. Now, one thing we don't recommend is over-insuring. Sometimes people will call us up and say, hey, we'd like to get $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 worth of whole life insurance. And we just caution people that at age 72, that can get expensive. And we ask what they're wanting to do with that extra money. And they go, oh, we just want to leave money behind for kids. I guess our recommendation is if you'd wanted to leave money behind for kids in the form of insurance, probably should have taken care of it at a younger age. And, if you've got the financial means to do that, go for it. But most of the people we work with are on a fixed or limited income. So we do our best to keep their premiums really low and affordable. And in most cases, your kids, rather than giving them life insurance after you're dead, they would actually probably prefer you just spend that money on them while they're alive and create some memories with them and some happy, good times. And everybody wins that way. Now, if you're going to be buried, the average cost of the burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, they'll get things done, but it's not going to be anything fancy. I can assure you of that, but they'll get things done. And the only issue there is, that takes care of things right now at age 72. But if you plan on making 82 or 92, that's not going to be enough in the future. So if your budget's really tight, just get the $10,000 for right now. We can always help you add more coverage later. That covers the most immediate need. But also, by the same token, if you want to inflation-proof your plan, typically we would recommend like $10,000, $15,000. Probably for a 72-year-old, that's going to be fine. Again, we don't recommend you over-insuring or anything at this point, just because it can get a little bit more expensive. We want to be just really respectful of your budget. And you don't want to get a policy that you can't afford to keep for the long term. That's just kind of throwing money away. So one thing we always recommend for everyone we help is get first day coverage or benefits. That's the only thing we help people with at Funeral Funds of America. And we do not recommend those 2-year waiting period plans at all. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But what first day coverage means is it means that hypothetically, if your policy was approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay that $5,000. And, in this case, we talked about, the burial part and, kind of being 10 to 15,000. So $5,000 obviously isn't enough there. But a lot of reasons people would get $5,000 is maybe they already had a $5,000 policy, or maybe they already had a $10,000 policy and they wanted to get up to $15,000. But they still want that first day coverage, those benefits. $5,000 can be just fine right there. But yeah, we don't recommend 2-year waiting periods. A lot of times people would say, hey, I really like the first day coverage, but I know those plans ask health questions and I am not in the best of health. To which we would say, your health is our concern. That's why we work with so many different insurance companies that, they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And right now, we're about 95% of the time, we're able to get people first day coverage or benefits. The only reason we wouldn't be able to get that first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like, maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Maybe you had dementia or you're on dialysis or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. So if that were the case, we would typically just refer you out to a different company. And it seems like every week as well, we get a phone call from somebody that says, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have the money. Now their body's down at the funeral home and the funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get a check in our hand to get a check in the hand of the funeral home director. To which we have to let them know that there is no insurance company in the United States right now that offers these policies on dead people. So you have to be alive to actually qualify for one of these plans. And it's absolutely terrible that, the person who passed away didn't have this insurance and they knew they were going to die. They probably were going to get this insurance at some point, but they just didn't. And they threw that financial and emotional burden on their loved ones out of the blue. And just what a heavy thing to get hit with, not only financially, but to know that somebody who loved and cared about you in the end didn't protect you and they just let these bills fall on you. And what typically ends up happening is people end up putting this on credit cards or financing it, and they have to pay this for years and years and years to come. So it's a terrible legacy to leave behind. Don't do that. This insurance is affordable, and we can help you. We can help you get coverage now, and if you need to, we can help you add coverage later. Now, again, the one thing we don't recommend is 2-year waiting period plans. And Colonial Penn's probably one of the better known, companies for 2-year waiting periods. Their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period. You probably didn't know that. But yeah, so what that means is if you pass away within the first 2 years of any health or medical reason, they won't pay any life insurance death benefit at all. Yeah, and there's other companies like that out there too. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, and AIG, Gerber. Boy, there's just a bunch of other ones that the only thing they offer is 2-year waiting period plans. And a lot of these companies have done a pretty terrific job of convincing the American public that, once they're older than age 50, that the only thing they're ever going to qualify for is a 2-year waiting period. And to that we go, do not fall for such nonsense. We help people with first day coverage all day long. So don't fall for that marketing at all. Always get that first day coverage. So let's take a look at some rates here. Now, Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, it gathers so much interest. And a lot of 72-year-old males would think, oh my gosh, I am so smart. I waited until age 72, and now my insurance is only going to cost $9.95. I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. And then they call a Colonial Penn agent, or they go online and look it up on Colonial Penn's website, like we're doing for you. And they find out that 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95 for a 72-year-old male, is only going to pay out $627. So that's not even enough for a cremation. That's not even enough for maybe half a cremation. I don't think you'd only want half of you cremated anyway. But there's a lot of people that say that, there's companies out there that offer those really low rates. They may say that companies only do that to get your information, to get you to call in, and then they try upselling you to more expensive insurance. And we're not saying that's the way it's with Colonial Penn. I guess we'll let you make that assessment. But yeah, I mean, $627 isn't going to do much at all. And again, it's not going to pay out for 2 whole years. So yeah, what good does that coverage do? That $9.95 rate it's very interesting, isn't it? Well, let's try to find out what 5,000, because that's what this video is about. You got to play around with these goofy numbers here. Let's see. I'm 7, 8 units, 5 units, 7, 8 units. There you go. 8 units. You can't buy $5,000 through Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan for a 72-year-old male, because it has per unit pricing. They charge per unit, not like all the other insurance companies out there, where you can actually just buy $5,000. Evidently, this $16 is pretty important. It's going to cover something after you're gone. But yeah, anyway, it's like $79.60, so like basically $80. But is that a good deal? I'm guessing not. I'm going to pull up first day coverage and see how much money we can save you at funeral funds. So we got $5,000 male, age 72 here. And we're going to click our get quote. And again, let's go back and take a look here. That is $5,000 for roughly $80. And if you look at here, this company here, we can help you out with them. We can help you get approved, but they're $40.30. So, and this level over here, level coverage means first day coverage. So this is for $5,000. Let me show you again. $5,000 up here for $40. Would you rather get $5,000 for $40 and get first day coverage, or would you rather pay $80 and get a 2-year waiting period? Yeah, with Colonial Penn, you're paying almost 200% more. And why on earth would you ever pay 200% more for something than you actually had to, and kind of sign yourself up to suffer through a 2-year waiting period? And Colonial Penn will offer you the privilege, if that's what you want to call it, of overpaying on that insurance for the rest of your life. So that is roughly a $40 difference each and every month. That's $480 more a year. If our 72-year-old male lives to age 82, you will have overpaid roughly $4,800. Why would you ever do such nonsense? Why wouldn't you just get first day coverage? We can help you do that and save that money. And now you can spend it on yourself or spend it on your family and create memories for yourself, rather than give money to an insurance company that you don't have to. Yeah. So be a smart consumer. We can help you be a smart consumer. Let's take a look at some other pricing here. Okay. You'll be able to see all these different companies, but let's find somebody else that advertise. Well, here's one, like Lincoln Heritage. Fine company, I guess. I mean, look at their pricing though. Ooch, higher, right? It is level coverage, first day coverage. But the reason their price is higher is they've got a program where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes, kind of like try to get the best pricing, maybe do a couple of other things. But It's not free. They charge for it. They've got higher premium, but it's $53 versus $40. So roughly about $13 a month. Now, let's do the math on that. $13 times 12 months is $156 extra a year. After 10 years, that would be an extra $1,560, roughly. So you got to ask yourself, is that worth paying an insurance company an extra $1,560, roughly, to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so? Most people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. No, we would agree. We just don't recommend you overpaying. So what we do at Funeral Funds is we provide you with a free funeral and estate planning guide, and you can just download that off our website and print it out. And then you just fill it out, who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you're gone. You can change that at any time. You don't need an insurance company's permission to change that. But what a wonderful gift to leave behind. You fill that out, you keep it with your insurance policy, and when you pass away, your family knows exactly what you want done, and they know your exact final wishes, and you've got an insurance policy for them to pay for everything that you want to get done too. So you provide them peace of mind and financial security, and they will know that you loved them because you were planning for your death while you were alive, and you just did that unselfishly, knowing that you wanted to make things easier for them and that you were protecting them at a time when you wouldn't even be around. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So do not overpay on insurance if you don't have to, and don't fall for marketing gimmicks and everything out there. Again, we suggest you go to our website. We've actually got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you'll be able to get a special quoter that's got the lowest rates, the most discounts on it. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And if you've got an existing policy and you just want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you have an existing policy and you just want to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, we love doing that. If you are just in need of a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. And even if you just have questions about what you might qualify for or what's going to be the best plan for you, we can help you out with that. But we really look forward to helping you get the most insurance for the least amount of money. And we hope to talk to you soon. But until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.